What's up guys, and welcome to another Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. So for today guys, I have a really funny Wi-Fi battle that I had earlier today. So as you guys can see by looking at my team versus my opponent's team, my opponent definitely has the advantage here. So my opponent's got the Jellicent, Seismitoad, Feraligatr, Delphox, Mega Lucario, which is Uber's by the way, and finally the Zoroark. Now looking at my team is fucking ridiculous guys. I'm using some really off the wall sets here. So I have the Rattata, the Weak Armor Skarmory, the Assault Vest Spinda, Physical Pyroar, Eviolite Shroomish, and a Fire Spin Toxicking Volcarona. So this battle was fucking hilarious guys. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Alright, so I'm going to lead off with Cheezus, the Rattata here, as my opponent's going to go ahead and lead off with his Jellicent. Now, I kind of figured my opponent would lead off with his Zoroark disguised as Jellicent, so I'm actually going to switch out here into DUI the Spinda, because Spinda looks like it's drunk off its ass. So he actually does go for the Dark Pulse here, which kind of tells me he definitely is not a regular Jellicent, so he's going to go for the Sludge Bomb to follow that up. He actually gets the poison there, but it's not a huge deal in the long run of this battle. I do go for the Superpower. Now, obviously, if that was a real Jellicent, it wouldn't affect it, but since I kind of figured it was the Zoroark, it's super effective. So the illusion wears off, and we do see that it is, in fact, a Zoroark. So I'm going to take some poison damage as he goes for the Protect here. I have no idea who the fuck runs Protect on their Zoroark, but apparently this guy does, so I go for the Drain Punch there. I probably should have gone for the Sucker Punch, but I'm glad I didn't here because now I go for the Sucker Punch. I guess my opponent didn't see it coming since I didn't show it earlier, so that actually worked out for me in my favor, not showing the Sucker Punch right away. So I'm going to take some more toxic damage as my opponent brings out the Feraligatr now. So obviously Spinda's pretty much used up here. My opponent's going to go for the Dragon Dance, and this is actually fine. I was pretty calm during this part of the battle because I knew I had Rattata in the back, and I'm using a crazy set with my Rattata, so I'm going to go for the Drain Punch just to get some damage off on this Feraligatr. Obviously it doesn't do much. That was like a little tickle to that Feraligatr, so the toxic damage is really hurting me. I go for Sucker Punch here, thinking that he would just go for an attack and just kill off Spinda, but he's actually going to get greedy and go for a second Dragon Dance, so now he's at +2 attack, +2 speed. And Spinda's not looking too good here, rocking 12 HP, so he does finally go for the Waterfall here. He's gonna obviously, that's overkill on Spinda, honestly, so Spinda is gonna go down, but that's fine. Spinda did great. It got rid of that Zoroark, so I don't have to worry about that thing. I'm gonna bring in Rattata now, who has a secret weapon here, guys. He's gonna go for the Waterfall, and obviously that's going to kill me, except for the fact that I have the Focus Sash. So that's going to leave me with 1 HP. My Rattata actually carries the counter, so that's going to be able to kill the Feraligatr. Counter's a move that whenever you're hit, it does double the damage back at your opponent, so he actually effectively kills himself. He's going to bring out the Lucario now. I actually want to keep my Rattata around because I have another trick up my sleeve, so I'm actually going to switch out into my Volcarona because this thing is physically defensive, which I thought his Lucario was going to be a physical attacker, but as we'll see here, after he Mega Evolves, he actually goes for the special attack, the Aura Sphere, so Volcarona actually still takes that really well. I mean, being a bug type, I do resist the Aura Sphere being a fighting type attack, so I do take that really well. I'm going to get some lefties back as he does switch out, obviously not wanting to take the fire type attack, but as I said earlier, this is not your standard Volcarona by any means. So I go for the Fire Spin as he brings out his Jellicent, so any smart person would probably switch their Volcarona out, but I actually stay in here. I'm going to get some lefties recovery. I go for the Toxic here because I really want to wear down this Jellicent, because honestly, Jellicent is like the one Pokemon on my opponent's team that I'm actually afraid of. This thing's really fucking annoying because it's bulky as hell and it can Toxic Stall. So I definitely want to get rid of this thing ASAP. So he's actually going to Toxic me instead of going for the Water type attack. I was a little surprised that he went for the Toxic there. I don't know what this man was thinking. I think a Scald or Surf or something would actually kill me, but you know, whatever. He decided to toxic me instead, so we're both taking rounds of toxic damage. He's going to take a round of fire spin damage, so he's actually locked in. Fire spin's one of those moves that locks them in, so he can't switch out right now. And I think fire spin lasts 3 to 5 turns or whatever. So he does go for the surf here as I switch out into my Shroomish. I think I can use Volcarona for later, so I'm going to save it. And surf does absolutely nothing to my Shroomish. And that's fucking sweet. So his Citrus Berry is going to activate, he's going to get some health back. That's kind of a weird item for Jellicent too. Usually you see them with leftovers. Now, unfortunately, my Fire Spin wears out, so he's able to switch. He brings out his Delphox now as I go for the Leech Seed. Unfortunately, I missed my Leech Seed, but it's really not that big of a deal, so I'm going to switch out again. I go back out into my Volcarona, so he's actually going to go for the super effective Flamethrower. But since I switched out, it's going to be neutral on Volcarona. He actually crits me here, which sucks, because I would have been able to take 2 Flamethrowers, I think. But unfortunately, because of the crit and because of this toxic damage here, he's going to be able to take out my Volcarona now with a second Flamethrower. So that really sucks. I mean, having Volcarona around for that Lucario would have been nice, but it's whatever. So I'm actually going to bring out Jesus again, so we're going to unleash present number 2 here and go for the Endeavor. So that's going to put him down to 1 HP. He has another Citrus Berry on his Delphox. Another really weird item. This guy has some weird items, but his health is low enough now that I can actually bring out my Pyroar, which I said earlier is physical. So I'm going to bring out physical Pyroar as he kills off my Rattata with the Psychic. And he actually switches out here. I guess he didn't want to lose his Delphox. He brings out Seismitoad as I go for the Crunch. And I get really lucky here, guys, because I'm not sure if this whole Pyroar thing would have worked out. I get a defense drop here, and that is huge because that basically seals my opponent's fate here as I go for the return. Because of the defense drop, return is going to be able to kill him. I don't think it would have been able to kill otherwise. So now I'm going to get a Moxie boost, guys. Yes, physical Pyroar with Moxie, fuck yes. He's going to bring out his Jellicent now, which I go for the Crunch again. I was actually thinking he might live it, even at +1, because Pyroar's physical attack is ass. But it actually takes him out. I probably should have gone for the Wild Charge there, just to be safe. But, you know, I didn't want to take that excess recoil damage, so I went for the Crunch and it worked out. He's going to bring out his Lucario now. I think he has 2 Pokemon left, Lucario and something else. I go for the Flame Charge, it's super effective, I'm at +2, Lucario's done. And I think he's only got 1 Pokemon left at this point, so I get, what is this, 3 Moxie boosts now? And obviously I'm losing some health to my Life Orb, but that's fine. Yeah, his last Pokemon's actually this Delphox, which is already pretty worn down, so I just go for the return to finish off Delphox, and that is game. So I really enjoyed this battle, guys. I was using some really derpy sets, and I really had fun with this one. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Leave a like if you did. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links as always in the description below. I love you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. Have a great day or night or whatever, and toodles.